This might be one of my most tinfoil theories. Worked for Devil May Cry. Maybe it's gonna work here too. Chapter 1151. I get the idea. 3 exclamation points. What idea? Volume 35, Sumo Tourney in Hakumai. Hurling Urashima's big brother, Yokozuna Sukune. I mean, big dubs, big dubs. This is a flex and a half. Question, how long are these typically? Isn't 35, like, on the longer side? Because wasn't the last cover story like only like a few dozen or something? A few dozen, that's a lot. Like a dozen or something pages? Maybe it's because it was broken up by a bunch of different things. And the Eneru story is also very short, the cover story. It feels like Yamato has just been wandering around Wano for like a year now. They usually are around 10-15. It feels like this one is very long. Last one was more interesting than this one. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. Because, I mean, the pudding stuff and, like, actually Blackbeard doing stuff, of course that was more interesting. This one is just kind of like a slice of life in Wano, basically. If it doesn't end with Yamato getting Pluton on a snap, I don't know about that. Okay, let's keep going. Wait, captains, you mustn't do this. Chief Ja Rule is the world's oldest warrior. He's a hero of legend. We've looked up to him our entire lives, haven't we?
Yes, that's right, Kashi. The warrior we once admired has grown old and feeble, so it's time to force him into retirement.
I think for next streams I need to prepare like an on-demand voice changer so I can start voicing these demons. I think I need to turn this stream into voice-acted One Piece manga done by one man. I will continue the Latvian tradition of dubbing things just with one dude. I've talked about this on streams before. Our local dubbing, the one that happens in Latvia, it's always one dude. A kid, a dude dubs it. A woman, a dude dubs it. A dude, the same dude. Big surprise. It's always just one dude. One Piece reading and theory crafting ASMR. Something like that.
Okay. And then, we will be the kings of Elbaf. There's no need for the god of Elbaf anymore. Bring about the age of war. We'll build an era defined by the ruthless and mighty.
Relax. Relax, bro. Relax. Your master literally has a book while talking about burning books. Relax. Relax. Bro brought out a magic book and wants to burn all the books saying they need to be strong. You guys never talked about like that before. What's gotten into you? Well, I think there is one thing that might have gotten into them. It's called a demon. Something like that, I think. Something like that. Stay back, Gashi. They were flipped over and turned into different people entirely. Now they're like demons, dark and twisted all the way to their core. It can be. Thor-man! I was about to say, Thor? Huh? Thor? Oh no! I'm trapped between them! No! Wait! I don't want to turn evil! Don't flip me over! He was indeed flipped over. The mechanics of this game are different from Go. I was very curious about this. The mechanics of this little game, they're quite different from Go, actually. And like the end goal of the game is also different. As far as I understand. I didn't look deep enough into it to be actually able to play it. But it's interesting. He did indeed flip over, though. You know what I kind of wonder? We can do this, right? Exactly, I was about to talk about this. I was about to talk about this. I wonder if we ever got like a explicit One Piece map. We don't, right? Because Luffy has only just traveled in between locations. I think it would be very interesting if we had a One Piece map and we would actually, like, throughout the course of the series, have seen this exact thing play out with nations. Like, Emu surrounds every nation and then they flip. He surrounds every nation and then they flip. And it's just this over and over and over, encroaching on the entire world. I think that would be really, really cool if we had a map, like, I don't know, like the Game of Thrones map, right? Like we have the entire map of Westeros. I think that would be really, really cool. In this case, realistically, I think the map is meant to just be like a JoJo thing. I think it's just kind of meant to be a look at this. It's a magical power. How do we visualize the magical power type of deal? It's opening 11 where they are on a giant turtle, and this Robin plays this game against Zoro, who severely lost. I remember them playing a board game. I don't remember what it was. If it was this, then that's neat. Would be cool if there was an anime where chess was not just a strategy visualization thing, but literal power of some kind. I mean, have you seen Kaiji? Gambling is a form of power. My favorite board game. Gambling. I love gambling. Gambling is so much fun. Okay. Oh, what an incredible feeling. No, Thorman, not you too. Retreat for now. The tides have turned against us. The enemy took out Gabon, it seems. Huh? No, that can't be. Wait for me, Colin. Is that true about Mr. Yapper? Mama's gonna save you. It's a real bad situation, isn't it? It's a real bad situation. It's absolutely crazy to me how the Giants are visualized, though. One thing I do really wish we saw in Elbaf more. This is gonna... I think Elbaf is gonna be an arc that is gonna hit very, very different in the anime. Because I think one thing that is currently missing from Elbaf is points of reference. Because the Giants are running away from bigger giants. And it should feel absurd. But it doesn't, because it just seems like people running away from regular giants. I wish we got more points of reference to the actual scale of what we are seeing. Because, like, this panel right here is just giants chasing people, right? But it's obviously not. Okay. Branch Route 8. Demons! The giants have been turned into demons! Nightmare Hole is the Nightmare Hole. That doesn't sound good. I do wonder what's gonna happen to all of them once Emu is vanquished or like sent back or whatever. I think it would be interesting if Luffy were to pull out an actual game board to change them back. Honestly, you say that, I'm willing to bet that that's exactly what happens. I'm willing to bet that it's like they have been flipped over and Luffy's like, huh, interesting. And then he just whips out a board and starts playing, and they just start flipping back over. I would not be surprised at all. They could never, Robin maybe, but not Luffy. I mean, you never know. You never know. Okay, so things are crawling out of the Nightmare Hole, also known as the PlayStation Network. The Nightmare Hole. Get to your feet! You are not actually dead! That's right. Get up! Be reborn! There's no walking Elbaf. There's no walking Elbaf from this nightmare. Oh wait, there's no waking Elbaf from this nightmare. What's supposed to be the horn? Who is that? Oh, is the Killing Ham. It's the Killing Ham. Now things are really cooking. With the Great One here, there's no need to hold back. Why do you suddenly look like man-beast form? What? Why did he suddenly become handsome Squidward? Killingham looks so fire. He looks weird. I don't think he looks... I think he looks weird. Rampage to your heart's desire, my sleep tids. Remember, Elbaf, you created these monsters yourself. Dragon Fruit, mythical type model Kirin. Man-beast form. He looks weird. He looks very weird. Looks like an edgy, emo, evil, celestial antagonist fitting. Honestly, yeah. He looks goofy and innocent, but in this form, he looks so menacing. I mean, I think the thing that makes him look goofy is like the glass dome. I think if you took away the glass dome and he just had the face of a dragon, he would look menacing. I think it's the glass thing around his head that makes him look goofy. Because it looks like he's in a fishbowl. You take away the glass dome, and I think he would look menacing, because now he just looks like a giraffe face. Well, that's just because, like, Oda drew him that way with, like, the glass thing. If you gave him, like gnarly looking teeth and stuff, I think he'd be spooky. Now he looks weird. He looks like Caesar. Are there even more of them now?
Looks to me like things have gotten pretty hairy.
True. Master Dory! Master Broggy! What are you doing to your homeland? Wake up, you guys! I believe they are cooked. I believe they are cooked. He wore a gas mask before. Maybe he really doesn't want to breathe human air. Well, skill issue. Do you think he's a fishman? Like, there's a fin in his shoulder? I don't know, because the fishman thing, like Jack is also like a fishman, right? So I've got no idea. Because the whole Jack thing, like he got sent to the bottom of the ocean and he was just chilling there waiting to be pulled back up. It was kind of weird. So maybe he does have the teeth of a fishman. Do all fit? Is this true? Is it true that fishmen actually always have the same sharp teeth? Is this actually true? Because I don't think it is. Barto also has sharp teeth? Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not, like, convinced either way. Maybe. But then again... Also, yeah, also this. Isn't, like, the whole thing of the celestial dragons that they don't like fishmen? Aren't they, like, very, very racist? So, I don't know. Why do you look like that? Where's your sense of pride? It's because he's a demon. It's because he's a demon. It's the rumbling. Who's up? Okay. Damn it! We can't save the children! Now I understand why Saul wasn't able to stop them! Should have called Saul earlier. Better call Saul and all that. The children are being guarded by monsters and invisible thorns. Wake up, Ben! Ilva! I don't got time to be passing out! I'm coming to save you, boy! You just wait! That's not gonna work. Don't try it. Wouldn't be the first time the world government would be massive hypocrites. Also very true, yeah. Also very true. We have a family name for Kirin. I'm guessing that's an original 20 Kingdoms celestial name. Could also be that. Could also be that. I don't know, like, at this point, I think the fishman thing is, like, 100% speculation. I don't think there's really any way to go either way. Alright. How far shall we go, Great One? The playing board is entirely in our color. I mean, they're kind of talking about it like... They are almost talking about it almost as if it were a literal thing. Like, this isn't even like they have the same way of speaking and same way of describing things. They are actually talking about the board. So, this could actually be like a part of their mechanic. And if with the Abyss Mark, right, like as we've talked about before, if the whole Abyss Mark, the whole summoning thing, if this actually does like directly connect them, they could all be using the same power, right? Like every single person who's an avatar of Emu is their color. And if they like literally surround someone, they could just transform them. It would make sense if they have like a... Because, I mean, the elders communicated telepathically, right? So... Could still be half a metaphor because they know his power, but it's hard to know right now. I'll be very interested to see, like, how Oda writes Emu's power. Because I always envisioned it as it being... Like, for the longest time, I assumed Emu's power was going to be the Nightmare Fruit. Right? And then when we got this guy, Killingham, and his power was the Nightmare Fruit. I was a bit shocked by that. Because the Nightmare Fruit, that's like the actual antithesis of freedom and safety and everything else, because nightmares is literally something that cannot be defeated. Like a nightmare is in your brain, it is burrowed in there. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like the fundamental underlying fear of humanity. A nightmare. Right? Like an actual nightmare scenario. So, now that we've seen this, and Blackbeard has the Darkness Fruit. So what else is there that is like very fundamental, and very much like the antithesis of Luffy? I don't even know. Because if it's just like subjugation or something like that, is that even like the scariest thing? But now I'm kind of thinking in terms of Chainsaw Man, I guess.
We've been thinking about fruits, but we've had magic lingering throughout the story. Yeah, that is also very, very true. That is also very true. Like, magic has been like a far off talking point for a long time. So I don't know. Black magic based, even if it's hockey based or technology like alchemy. The only thing that I'm kind of spooked about in terms of like if it's something entirely external, I'm very, very spooked of it being another just extra thing on top that feels like bloat. We all know how I feel about hockey, right? We all know. So if it's just another thing on top, I don't know. We'll see. Devil fruit. If it's like a primeval devil, that could work. But even that, it feels like you can defeat a devil. Just beat him. You can't beat a nightmare. You know, and I think that's kind of what's spookier to me. Because even if it's like the fear fruit, I don't know. I think now I'm thinking in terms of like Chainsaw Man, right? Like how many people fear a chainsaw versus how many people fear heights or like closed spaces and stuff like that. I don't think One Piece really works that way. I still wonder if Devon's Saturn clone has the curse mark. I am 99% sure it would, because otherwise what was the point? Now, whether it's like functional, that would be interesting. No, but it would have to be functional. It would definitely have to be functional. Magic could be an explanation for devil fruits and or hockey, or vice versa. I still hope there's a technology explanation, but in Shinto it's all will/hockey. I think the devil fruits are technology. I think that's why Oda wrote the ancient civilization to be like very futuristic in terms of tech. I think devil fruits are a technology that could solve all desires. That's why it was destroyed. Because the powers that be don't like people fulfilling their wishes. That's still my working theory. If it's magic, I don't know. Bro can do so much hellish things. This is definitely something along the lines of the devil or the hell fruit. I mean, realistically, yeah, because he brought out like the book that is like dark magic, right? He has the pentagram summoning circles. He takes over people's bodies. He turns them into demons. It has to be something that is like the devil. But I think there has to be something more to it. Unless it really is just the devil fruit, like the original devil fruit. The devil fruit was the very first fruit, and what the name came from. Luffy was the second. I have thought that for a long time. That's been my theory for a long time. That the reason why the devil fruits are called devil fruits is because they were derived from what actually seemed bad, and then they were used to liberate people, right? But I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. The jacket fruit was the third one. It's funny. They will eventually crumble under the weight of their own personal demons. Continue until it breaks. Until what breaks? The heart of Elbaf. This country would have been subjugated years ago, if not for Harold's miserable failure. There we go. Finally, someone addressed it. Elbaf was not a nation that existed because they couldn't subjugate it. They were in the process of doing that. Finally, someone explained this, and I feel vindicated. Because for the longest time I was asking, why the hell haven't you done this before? They were doing it before. There we go. I feel vindicated. So Harold was their in. And I presume Loki killed Harold because of this. Now that I think about it, I really like the idea of the Hell fruit because it has a very interesting implications with the whole Underworld and Souls thing. If Bro controls the Underworld, he could also control the souls inside. I don't think he controls the souls inside. I think he wants to control the souls inside. I don't think he controls the souls. I think that's what this is all about. It's about subjugating people to the Underworld. Right? Is the same reason why he escaped into the clouds and he wants to flood the world. I think the souls escaped, and that's what this whole thing is about. We'll think about this later. We'll think about this later. Okay, what's going on?
Many minutes earlier,
the Underworld. Oh, I didn't think this through. I really didn't think this through. But calm down, Chopper. You got this. You can do this. Make sure he doesn't die. The goat. He's the goat. That's why he's the goat. He's the goat. Bro became a bicycle. Chopper said, Gear 5, I'm a bicycle now. That looks so cursed. He's the Chopper bike. Merry Christmas, Timmy. I got you exactly what you wanted. The Chopper bike. Incredible. Chopper has skywalk. I don't know what he has. He just looks like a bike now. An actual bicycle. Okay. Thwomp. Guard points. They didn't die, I presume. If you want answers, then beg for them, Hyrule. You killed my father, Loki. Or rather, Loki. Not your father, Loki. He was my father too, and yet that didn't stop you from ending his life. Knock it off, Hyrule. Hey, Chopper just fell down from above. Huh? I heard something. Did you see him? Nah. Is the fraud trio. One of their crewmates just almost died, and they just like, hey, wasn't that Chopper? Sure, he's fine. The fraud trio. I can't wait until the mutiny. Can't wait until the mutiny. It's One Piece, they never die. Oldest characters never die. Someone should make a Blackbeard panel with that. Instead of men's dreams, it's just oldest characters. Bro, it does seem like something just came down from above. It was beyond the mountains. Hmm? Say, how did I know it was Chopper? Someone else is with them. They're weakened. That sounds pretty bad. Then did they all fall from the sun world above? We gotta search for them. Okay, finally they locked in. They finally locked in. There's more! I thought this was... Because we got the big standing panel. I thought this was it. There's more. Voice of all things. I do suspect that this sensing thing is... Yeah. Is the voice of all things. Again. The whole sensing thing. Now, granted. This sensing thing is still awfully convenient. Awfully convenient sensing thing. Very awfully convenient. Oh, I sense powerful hockey. Except when I don't. Which is in fact most of the time. This sensing thing. Not a big fan of this sensing thing. It does make sense though. It does make sense. Most of the time. Except when it doesn't. Why was Luffy surprised? I don't know, because he's done weird things with talking to beings before. So I don't know why he's very surprised. I don't know. They still chilling while tree is burning? Most useless Yonko in history? Something like that. It does seem like they have already moved past this whole Loki thing though. Because like the way they're talking with Loki, like if you want answers, then beg me for them, Hyrule. You killed my father, Loki. He was my father too. It seems like this has now been reduced to bickering and not actually like emotional bargaining of any kind. It does seem like Loki is just in the crew now and we're rolling. Everything here in the Underworld is a flashback with a gray background. I mean, I didn't have to notice that because Oda told me that. It's many minutes later. They told me that. Oda did. Didn't they say Loki would need months to recover? They did. Loki was supposedly like way out of it, and he couldn't be moving around and stuff. I'm sure if he got enough meat, he just healed. If you get enough food, it's fine. It's been like 15 minutes or so in real time on Elbaf. I don't think they take too long. Well, yeah. But when the island is on fire and you have magical hockey sensing abilities and you have a being that is blasting hockey everywhere, I don't know about that one.
I think it's sensing stuff he's already felt. Like Chopper's aura would be similar to him and he'd know it. Similar to him feeling Borsalino underneath them on Egghead because of Sabody and Marineford. Yeah, but why is he confused about that? I can't wait to see his Devil Fruit. I think Loki's ability is gonna be crazy. I think they felt when Emo appeared and they immediately will go up, so we will see them appearing almost immediately right after Emo turned Bragi and Dory. If basically what's gonna happen now, if we watch the timeline unfold like this, and now we are going back to see Luffy catching up with them, that solves all the confusion I've had so far in terms of why Luffy isn't doing anything. So, if the entirety of the next chapter is a flashback, basically, and we're just catching up, then makes sense. Then it makes sense. Okay, let's keep going. We got more. We got more. He didn't know it was Borsalino, though. He just felt strong hockey where he immediately knew it was Chopper. This is very difficult from normal observation hockey sensing. I guess I just don't think about sensing hockey that much because it doesn't work 90% of the time. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, we got more. Hey, Gordon Goldberg, you got anything on your wish list? Like someone's head or some jewels or? What a diabolical thing to ask. Oh, sure, we got wishes. But we're not unlocking your cuffs, Loki. Damn. Bunch of goody two-shoes. Hello! Oh, Shaggy, listen. I'm busy right now. Call back later. Don't worry, it won't take long. As a matter of fact, I'm busy. Too, just one thing. Huh? Fine, just keep your voice down. I wasn't able to tell you earlier, but I'll be unable to call you for a while, I think. Huh? What do you mean? At first, I found it frightening, but the more you and I talked, the more our conversations became a source of solace to me. So I wanted to express my gratitude. Hey, what's going on? Don't tell me. Are you in danger again somehow? I'm fine, don't worry. Where are you? I just wanted to say thank you for everything. Hey, Shaggy! What the hell is that even supposed to mean? What? And why do we focus on like a few different characters as he's talking? What the hell is this? Shaggy might be Ja Rule for the one snail literally looks like him and the timeline works perfectly since Ja Rule is in danger right now. Shaggy suddenly has a problem. I mean, he does. I mean, you're right that they literally look the same. You are right about that. But is he just trying to he doesn't have anyone else to talk to, so he talks to Loki, and then like by talking to Loki, he might like reform Loki as well. I don't know. He's such a weird thing with this whole Shaggy thing. Blackbeard attacking Fishman Island and Shaggy is Shirahoshi. Why would Shaggy be Shirahoshi? Shaggy might be from Scooby-Doo. That's my theory. It's specifically a anti-cold snail, so they could always look like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't have even the slightest idea of what's going on with the Shaggy person. Because this whole Shaggy thing is like, this almost looks like, for those of you who've played Devil May Cry 5, right? This almost looks like V. It's almost like this is Loki talking to himself. It's like just before this important thing with Loki helping Luffy is gonna happen, this alternate Shaggy persona says, hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for everything. I can't talk to you right now. And they disconnect. This is almost like Loki's second personality or something. Because otherwise, who the hell is Shaggy? I'm almost thinking that Loki is two people. Maybe it's a split personality of Ja Rule. Dude has a sword in his head might mean something. I mean, it could also be something like that. But I just find the timing of this so curious. Like, the timing of this is so perfect that it's genuinely like this is almost Loki talking to himself. This might be one of my most tinfoil theories. That Loki has a ulterior persona through which he guides himself. Worked for Devil May Cry. Maybe it's gonna work here too. Who the hell is Shaggy? Okay. Let's see.
Wait. Damn it. What are you looking at?
I'm glad to know that you have a friend to keep you company in this lonely underworld.
Don't you dare tell anyone.
Is clearly someone on the other end. Don't get me wrong. 99%. This is a real person. Another person. But I think it's very weird. I think it's very weird the timing of this and what the message of it is. Just before Loki is going to help out Luffy, presumably. I just wanted to say thank you for everything, and it cuts off. Like, that's where the conversation ends. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hey, Gerd, prepare your medical supplies. Mr. Yapper's badly hurt. I guess everyone really loves this guy, huh? You're lucky the Chopper was here to save you. Good job, Chopper.
Wait. Oh my gosh. You can't butter me up like that, you jerk.
Look at him poking out behind Luffy's shoulder. Very cute. Very cute. Very cute.
Japanese theorist says it's the owl. My current... In terms of people who could be on Elbaf, I think it might be the owl. I think it might be Ja Rule. Because I think it would have to be someone who is, like, mostly emotionally neutral toward Loki. But then again, it almost seems like way too on the nose for it to be Ja Rule. Because Ja Rule is just a dude on the same island. I'm almost thinking this is something bigger than Elbaf. But I don't know. I don't know. Shaggy told him to say it wasn't me when he killed his dad. Almost as if there were two different Lokis. It's almost as if there were two different Lokis, huh? Almost as if there were two different Lokis. The trickster god. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this to my like tinfoil theory list that if I get right, I can retire from One Piece. There is like the Mihawk connection, right? Because of the cross. If I bring up my conspiracy board, right here, the cross. What is the cross? It's of course the Church of Nika. Of course, it's the Church of Nika, right? So that's one of my theories. And if there is another Loki and the other Loki communicates with this Loki with the phone and it's like, don't tell them it was me, even though we were the same person. Just putting it out there. He's got to be one of my dumbest theories. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Look at little Chopper though. Look at him. Okay. Final page. Second Loki looks like the silhouette in Lola's flashback. I don't think we want that. I don't. I think that would be very cursed. Okay. What? This old guy? He was on the King of the Pirates crew? He sailed with Roger and Rayleigh? He and Dark King Rayleigh were known as the Wings of the King of the Pirates. I assume he was the third strongest on the crew. So, he was a huge pirate, huh? That would explain why he was so tough. And it means he knows Shanks! Huh? Look, he's trying to say something. What is it, Mr. Yapper? God damn it. Okay. Okay, very funny. Very funny. Second strongest. Let's see your bounties. Let's see your bounties. I assume he was the third strongest on the crew.
Second strongest.
Very funny. Very funny. Very Sanji and Zoro coded. Very Sanji and Zoro coded. Funny. Okay. I don't think we have anything in the background. This is every streamer's reaction. Zoro and Sanjay stands are liking this gag. I mean, the Who's number 2 and number 3 gag, I've loved it. I have always loved it. The whole like, am I number 2 or number 3, and they just keep going back and forth, and the whole like Sanji's posters always being terrible and like exactly what he doesn't want. Those 2 gags, peak fiction. If Oda just kept going with those same 2 gags right up until the end of the series, I'd be happy. Zoro equals roughly to Shanks to me. I mean, that's clearly what Oda is implying, right? Like, he's never going to give a concrete answer in terms of who's stronger, because that's kind of what it's supposed to be like. I don't think you're supposed to like put them against one another, even if there are probably times where one like creeps above the other, right? I think in terms of their narrative purpose, Zoro is supposed to be the fall guy because he's the swordsman, Sanji is the cook, right? In terms of narrative purposes, Zoro is supposed to be the one who dies first. But in terms of the way their characters interact, they will always be equal, and in the world they will always be equal. Like, again, the nothing happened moment is like my entire thesis summarized into 2 minutes. Both of them stand up, both of them say we're gonna die for each other, Zoro knocks him out of the way, Zoro tanks the hit, because that's what he does. It's like the 2-minute thesis of everything the story is about. But in terms of narrative purpose, they're the exact same. Or not narrative in terms of like the way they're squared up against one another. My agenda must survive. Sanji is stronger than Zoro. I too engage in delusions. Okay, it's good to see you awake, Mr. Yapper. Who could have done this to you? Or rather, how could this have happened to you?
Oh, about that.
There's huge... Oh, wait, this is Chopper. Wait, hold up. Oh, about that. There's huge trouble going on up there, Luffy. Listen up, everyone. The children here are taken hostage by a couple bad guys, and nobody can do anything to stop them. They're giant monsters rampaging around and...
That hockey. My word.
Okay, so they just sensed Emu showing up. Okay, yeah, it's what we talked about. It's what we talked about. So now we went back in time, and now Emu hockey blasted them. And now it's like, yeah, okay. I like Chopper's just like, they're giant monsters rampaging around and it's just hockey.
Everyone back on the lift! We're returning to the Sun World! Elbaff's in danger!
Save your breath, Chopper.
I get the idea.
Whose preposterous hockey is that?
Go! Looks like you're gonna need to take me after all! Cinema. Cinema.
I like how they frame this though. What's his face? What's this guy's? I forget the dude's name, but Luffy, Loki, and the third guy. I really like how they're put on like almost equal ground in this. I am so looking forward to what Loki does though. The Loki agenda here is gonna go so hard. I can't wait. This was a great chapter. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoy this. And I really wonder, like, now that we are just like, I assume we're gonna cut out all the traveling part. I assume the next chapter begins with them just like in front of Emu, basically. Right? Because we've already seen what Emu is doing. It doesn't make much sense for us to see more of what Emu is doing without them catching up to him. So what I assume is gonna happen, next chapter we open, there is like establishing shots of the demons causing chaos, and then Luffy shows up. And what Loki does, now that's gonna be very interesting. What happens when Loki actually starts doing, and how we are even going to handle Loki. That's gonna be crazy. There's a break next week. I can confirm there's a break next week. There's an official break on the website. There is a break. Now they're going up for another 5 chapters. I don't think they're going to be traveling. I don't think so. Scopper needs to tell them about the slow regeneration. I think there is probably going to be a mention of the generation in some... Maybe Oda is going to keep it... Oda does this a lot, doesn't he? Like, we're going to see Luffy starting to fight with them, and then there's going to be a brief flashback to what he told them. So instead of having this like lore dump, we're gonna skip ahead. Luffy is gonna start fighting, and inside of the action piece, we're gonna see the lore dump. I think we might see that. But I mean, I think Luffy will know. Maybe he's not gonna know how to, like, maybe he's not going to be able to counter it directly, like right away. But I assume they're going to know. I think Robin is gonna try something next chapter and Luffy shows up at the end. Probably. I want to see more Loki action. I do too. This chapter is, I guess it's not super heavy on action, but there's definitely a lot to think about. Like, the way Emo's power works, that is very interesting. And I really, really hope that we lean into that. I really hope we get a scene of Emu holding onto the book and burning the library. That's what I really, really hope, just to illustrate like the exact anti-message of what this is about, basically, right? Because Emu's whole thing, not Emu's whole thing, like Elbaff's whole thing is that like the books and everything, not really important. We are a land of war. We're gonna be powerful, right? And then when we see Emu, the person trying to subjugate Elbaff, we see Emu literally holding onto a book that gives him power, burning the library, because that is the true core of them. I think that would go so hard. Because it's like, again, the reason why you fight is to protect the books. That's what you fight to protect for. Like, war in and of itself means nothing. And this whole thing, like, we're gonna be a nation of war, doesn't really make much sense, because why? Right? You have to fight to protect what you have. So I think seeing that through Emu, I think that would be cinema. You think there won't be a scene of Loki/Chain being removed? I mean, we have to. We have to see a scene like that, don't we? We have to see a scene of him being unchained, because I think that's going to... I mean, this just might be like my cooked brain about all of these things. I am immediately thinking of a panel where he removes the thing. He is unchained and he removes the eye thingy, like the bandages. I think his eyes are gonna be special. I have no evidence, nothing to go off of. I think his eyes are special, and I think that is the first thing that he's going to remove. Yeah, maybe we are going to see more of them down here now that you mention it. The last chain being removed, I think that's too big to skip over. I saw theories that Mihawk has ring eyes because he was once possessed by Emu. I mean, it would make sense. He looks like a vampire. Would make sense. His eyes are special from early on, even as a child he had the bandages. I think that's why his eyes have been hidden for this entire time. I think something's up with his eyes. Like, my initial theory was that it's because of the devil fruit. I assume that it's through his eyes that he will somehow trick people, or somehow like get into their brains or something like that, right? Because again, Loki, the trickster god. I assumed his entire power was going to be based in deception, and the eyes are just like a natural way of doing that, right? I guess in a similar way to Code Midas. But I don't know. But that's the chapter. I think I yapped about basically all I wanted to yap about. Another great chapter. And we have a break next week, unfortunately. So we're going to be back almost at Midsummer. It's going to be the 22nd when we're back. Another very, very good chapter. We're going to get some Kuma action, like he can flip them. He can repel basically anything. If Oda wants to do a Kuma parallel, like we are totally powerless and totally beaten, I think this needs to be a subversion of that, right? I think it needs to be almost like Return to Sabaody, right? With the Pacifista. The Pacifista shows up, it seems like it's game over, Luffy one-shots it. I think if Oda wants to do like a direct Kuma parallel where Luffy like hits Emu and nothing happens and it's like another giant is flipped or something, I think there needs to be a payoff moment where Luffy does something and it is immediately rewarded, just to show like how far we've come, right? Like even against the most powerful force in the world is gonna be like we stand a chance. Even though, again, I'll be very curious to see how this climax is handled, because Emu is supposed to be like all-powerful almost, right? So the way this is handled, I think, is going to color the rest of the series in a major way in terms of power dynamics. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Like I just said, there's a chance of a stream tomorrow. If not, we'll be back sometime throughout the week, and there's going to be a whatchamacallit, a new main channel video in the next couple of days as well. It is a Breaking Bad video. Bye-bye.